Good Sunday morning to all of you from Norman, Oklahoma. We're here for the final day of the Puma Next Pro session live from Norman, Oklahoma. I'm joined today by Tyler Brewer, and I am Bridger Cruz. This session kicked off on Friday night, and we continued all day Saturday, and now today, Sunday, teams will finish off their games desperate for wins as we get close to July before this big break period in June. Tyler, so glad to be with you today. This game should be fun. KC, Spurs, Team Oklahoma, two very good 17U Next Pro teams taking each other on the final day of the session.
Yeah, a little battle of some Midwestern squads here in Oklahoma. It's sure to be a great one to kick off our Sunday. I'm looking forward to seeing some scoring early on here, and I want to see a little bit of defense today too, Bridger. I want to see some steals, some shot blocks. I'm looking forward to some great basketball today. I
am too, and so is everybody else in attendance as people begin to trickle into the facility as teams prepare to play. This will be the second game started. That game over on Court 2 already underway. So we're not first, but we'll take second. As we tee things off, Team Oklahoma in those red uniforms, white numerals. Then the KC Spurs with the Spurs logo. Wonder how they got that. With the light gray uniforms, black numbers. As we get ready to tip things away, game number one from court number one on Sunday. And it's Team Oklahoma that wins the tip. Jet Mugenborg handing it back off to Carter. On that left wing, Team Oklahoma beginning to set things up offensively. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. 8 seconds now. 5. Shot will go up from the three-point line, hits off the front iron. Lyndon Biemeyer can't get it to fall. The offensive rebound resets the shot clock. 10 seconds. That three ball will go up, and that hits from the corner. The second chance for Jet, and he hits it. Now the KC Spurs, their first offensive possession of the day at 8 a.m. Sometimes it can be hard for teams to get going at 8 a.m. Long days of basketball, a lot of travel. Then you got to be up early for this game today. 10 seconds left on the shot clock now. The Spurs dribbling the basketball around, driving in, can't make the layup. It's rebounded by Team Oklahoma. Now back down the other way. The ball fumbled around. The KC Spurs will get possession of the basketball. That's Howard Chase with it. They kick it back out to the wing. Now into the corner for the Spurs, patiently taking the drive. The reverse layup will go for Simon Rowley. So 3-2. A methodical start to this game for both teams. Three ball, that'll go. Hits off the front of the rim, bounce around. Another offensive rebound for Team Oklahoma. Now onto the wing again, another three ball. Rebounded by the Spurs, and they're off running. Makai Jones will hand it off to his teammate Cole Hofer.
Team Oklahoma doing a great job of dominating the boards early in this game, getting themselves some second chance buckets.
Hofer driving around with the basketball, and he lays it in. Jashawn White gives the KC Spurs the lead 4-3. That pass picked off. It's going to be a fast break again for the Spurs. Inside in transition, and it's good. Cole Hofer again, 6-3 now. Team Oklahoma, a very three-point oriented team early on in this game. From the wing, now driving in, kicking it back out to the corner. The three ball's good, and we're all tied. Lyndon Biemeyer.
Like you said, Bridger, Team Oklahoma really trying to get the three ball working today, and it's working right now for Lyndon Biemeyer. Great shot from the corner there.
Spurs have it again, all knotted up at 6. We're officially 3 minutes into this basketball game. And how that works for these Next Pro games is it goes in halves, much like college basketball. So it's 16-minute halves. The shot did not get off, so it'll be a shot clock violation for the Spurs. But a lot of these rules for this league, Tyler, are created, and you know this as well as I do. They're created to reflect college basketball, the NBA, and the G League to get players used to all three of the next levels.
Absolutely, and it's really fun to watch. Makes for some great basketball. We got to see overtime yesterday, which is similar to the G League,
Yes, it is the G
yes,
League. Yeah,
G League
you're right.
rules. 1st to 7 there. It's 1st to 4 in our league. So it makes for some really exciting games and really fun moments.
It definitely does, especially with those overtime rules, because every single possession matters, every single free throw matters, and you can feel the pressure that these players are facing, and it's whoever can handle that pressure the best.
Absolutely, and pressure makes diamonds too. It's going to make these players better in the long run.
3-ball goes up, and that's a good-looking shot. That's the second one he's hit for Howard Chase. 9-6, that 3-ball ties things up again. Returning the favor from the 3-ball, it's Hudson Height. 9-9, 11:45 left.
KC Spurs got to do a better job of closing out on the 3. They can't let Team Oklahoma live out there. If that's what Team Oklahoma wants to do, Spurs got to disrupt that.
Foul called inside. That'll go on Jet. So Jet Mugenborg will pick up the foul, and the Spurs will inbound underneath their own basket. Off the inbound. Rough pass. Now Team Oklahoma will take it back. In transition for the 3, Hudson Height. He'll try it again. He's got it.
And going back to that inbound play from the Spurs, I really don't know what that set piece was. There really wasn't a lot of movement there. The first option got taken away, and no one else made themselves available. Ended up being a turnover and 3 points the other way.
Hudson Height right now shooting with that hot hand. Spurs are going to have to start queuing in on him and eliminating that 3-point play. It's another turnover for the Spurs, so back-to-back turnovers for them.
And I talked about pregame how we wanted to see some great defense today. Well, Team Oklahoma's doing just that. They're not giving the Spurs any easy baskets, any easy looks at the shot. Long possessions for the Spurs and some turnovers early on here for Team Oklahoma.
And as our director and producer Logan Eby pointed out to us, there's only been two two-point field goals. Make that 3 attempted by the Spurs. And that's their first one they've made. So 1 for 3 from 2, but from 3 they're shooting incredibly well at the moment. So now for the Spurs, they find themselves down by 5, 14-9, and that's a good jumper to make things a little bit closer. And another 3-ball goes up for Team Oklahoma.
Team Oklahoma shooting the lights out early on here. It might be early, but they do not care. We talked about a little bit ago, Bridger, how waking up in the morning, you can be a little sluggish. Team Oklahoma, not that right now.
Inside for the Spurs, the jumper, that's good. A smooth-looking bucket from Mekhi Jones. 17-13, it's a 4-point game, and you can now see the Spurs defense, how tight it is outside at the 3-point line, and Hudson Height again shooting the rock.
Number 3 already on the day for Hudson Height. He is playing remarkably here in the first half.
(20-13) in the end, one opportunity coming up for Jashawn White.
And that's just the second foul in this ball game, with both teams kind of living on the perimeter right now. We haven't seen too many foul calls. That's one thing that will go in favor of the Spurs. If Team Oklahoma's going to be shooting the 3-ball, Spurs aren't going to have as many chances to foul. I mean, you normally see the shooting fouls when you're crashing the paint. Right now, the Spurs not having to really deal with that right now. 0 team fouls so far.
So White finishes off the old-fashioned 3-point play, and we're back to a 4-point game. Inside, a good find in Team Oklahoma, showing they're much more than just a 3-point shooting team with Jack Sheriff. Now the Spurs with it again. They find themselves down by 6, nearly halfway through this first half. 10 seconds remaining on the shot clock. They find White inside, and he stepped out of bounds. And these baselines are tough to see sometimes, Tyler, because they're this light gray, and how the light bounces off it from the lights and then that big video board as well. It's sometimes tough to see where that's at.
Yeah, and it's just something the players are going to have to adjust to and deal with. I mean, it's this way on every court. They've been playing all weekend, so it's just something you got to get used to.
The Spurs score in transition, and it's Howard Chase. 22-18, a 4-point advantage for Team Oklahoma. They call the timeout, and we'll take one as well. So for Team Oklahoma, trying to find ways to score outside of the three-point line will be the discussion when we return. Quickly back from the break, I'm Bridger Cruz. With me, Tyler Brewer. And for you, Tyler, what have you been impressed with so far from Team Oklahoma?
I mean, it's got to be the three ball. It's got to be their offense right now. They're getting quick passes, skip passes, and they're finding themselves with open shots, kind of like what that was going to be. Great close out there, though, from the Spurs.
So out of the timeout was called by Team Oklahoma. Inside, a good find. It's knocked away, though. That's great defense from Simon Rowley.
And the Spurs are doing a good job of adjusting. Like I said, Team Oklahoma is just passing the ball really well right now. They're getting their offense some good looks early on this game.
Kick out to the corner, the three ball not taken. Instead, it's Hudson Height. He'll take the three. Won't fall. Rebound pulled down from Simon Rowley. The Spurs with the basketball, a good closeout, trying to make some points out of it. Kicked out from the right wing, but the putback is good. Simon Rowley, a good follow, so he makes a few defensive plays, and then he gets the offensive putback.
And Bridger, in the business, that's what we call a pass to it right there, not a shot.
Is that what we're going to call that in the stat book? We'll consider it a pass?
We're a player-friendly league.
Hudson Height gets the N1. And Height scoring from inside creatively, moving without the basketball and finding an opening right at the free throw line. Getting hit as he shoots it, and he's able to finish it off. Height can't finish off the three-point play. 24-20. The Spurs down by 4, make that 2. Again, Rowley taking it in himself. Team Oklahoma methodically moving the basketball, now driving inside. They'll kick it back out. 15 seconds left on the shot clock, still plenty of time. Driving inside the reverse layup, in and out. That ball fought over, and it'll stay with Team Oklahoma. So it was a good-looking shot from Jack Sheriff, just hit both sides of the rim, couldn't get the roll. But another chance added for Team Oklahoma. 15 seconds, that shot clock resets. Three ball coming up from Hudson Height, and he hits it. So he can finish off a three-point play from an and one from the free throw line, but if you give him a shot at the three-point line, he's gonna hit it.
And the Spurs are sticking with a 2-3 defense right now to respond to the three ball. Not necessarily what it would say to do in the book, but if you're going to close out well in the shooters, then it can work out well for you.
Off the deflection, like you said, that 2-3 zone right now continuing to cause some problems.
And that's just because of the great ball movement from Team Oklahoma. They're getting skip passes, they're finding open guys, and they're trying to make everything work.
Three ball goes up, and that's good. So Simon Rowley continuing to be an offensive presence and keep his team in this game. Into the corner, it skipped back out. Height loses it. And for the Spurs, that'll go to Team Oklahoma. So the ball's lost out of bounds from Mekhi Jones, and Team Oklahoma immediately gets the takeaway. Height thought about the three. It's a good closeout, no-look pass, and we're back to the three-point line again. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Shot will go up. Knocked around. Mekhi Jones pulls down the board. 6 minutes remaining in this first half. 27-25. Again, it's Simon Rowley with it. Inside, looking for something to do with it. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Got to do something with it, lobbing it inside to White. White fights over it, and he lobs it in high off the glass.
Great shot there from Jashawn White, getting it off right before the buzzer and making the shot through contact. Great defense from Team Oklahoma, but it didn't matter.
Pull-up three-pointer, and they lead by 3. Undeniable from the three-point line. That time, Duke Bauman getting in on the fun. The Spurs down by 3. White shot won't go. Too strong off the glass. Now it's a fast break into a transition bucket. Carter Hayner. .12 left for the Spurs and a foul call. Jashawn White trying to carve out space inside. And I'd like to see the Spurs try to get him the basketball a little bit more. They've been facilitating to him well. He's a big guy inside. Nobody really matches up to him well for Team Oklahoma, other than maybe Duke Bauman. 3 ball will go. It's rebounded by Bauman. Height to skip pass, moving into the drive, then the floater. And a rebound pulled down by Mekhi Jones. Now Rowley facing some pressure from Mugenborg. Rowley driving in, finds a lane, and he lays it in. Quick first step for him, and nobody stepping in front. He's been thriving off of going downhill offensively. Bauman skip pass over to Hyde. Hyde, his 3 ball won't fall. Rebound pulled down by the Spurs. 32-29, Spurs trailing by 3. Rowley going downhill again. Back to the 3-point line. They continue to patiently wait. Mekhi Jones, his jumper won't go. It's fought around. Jashawn White pulls down the board. White gets it. The shot clock resets, and he stepped out of bounds. Second time he's done that today. And no, a foul will be called first. So at first it was pointed like it was going to be out of bounds on the Spurs, but instead a foul was called as a body called on Team Oklahoma.
Jashawn White's been playing well, like you said, Bridger. A couple possessions ago, though, they got the mismatch opportunity, kind of like what they have now, but didn't go to him. They got to try and find the big guy in the paint, especially when they get a mismatch.
And White, a missed opportunity there. It'll turn into a fast break opportunity for Team Oklahoma into a transition 3 ball, rebounded by Rowley. Rowley dribbling through traffic, and it'll be a foul. That's something that Team Oklahoma has not found a way to stop or even slow down, would be Simon Rowley. I mean, he has really picked apart this defense.
It's the 24s on both sides that are really playing well. Hudson Height for Team Oklahoma is shooting the lights out today, and Simon Rowley getting downhill and getting to the rim, and in this case, the free throw line. He's been keeping the Spurs in it right now. He's been kind of the guy that the offense is running through.
Hyde sitting on the bench at the moment. They would occasionally guard each other, and when they would, it's a fun matchup.
And it's always fun seeing some of the best 2 players on the court go at it. That's what also we love so much about the Pro 16 live period that we got to see last week in Wichita. Just some of the best players going at it.
Into the corner, the pump fake, into the tough bucket. That's Carter from Team Oklahoma. Now for the Spurs, 2:30 remaining through the trap. Rowley able to dribble out of it and get it off to Mekhi Jones. Ten seconds left on the shot clock, now 5. Jashawn White got to do something with it. The spin move into the bucket, and the foul will be called on the floor.
Great spin move there, though, from Jashawn White. Getting to the rim, got fouled before, unfortunately for him. But it was a great play.
Jones with it. Driving in, picked up his dribble, will just kick it back out. 3 ball is going to go up from Cole Hofer. Hofer can't finish it. Less than 2 minutes remaining now. Team Oklahoma off to the races. Ball kicked into the corner, looking to drive baseline. Instead, they'll just kick it back out into a deep 3-pointer. Not strong enough for Bauman. Another 3 ball, that one will go. Give them 2 chances, they're going to hit one of them, and Hudson Onan elevates his lead to 6.
That's what makes it even more important for the Spurs right now. They have got to be able to get the rebounds, cannot let Team Oklahoma get chances. You got to understand, too, when you're shooting the 3 ball, the rebound might go a little long. You might not be crashing the boards quite as much, but you got to find a way to pull it down.
Timeout taken by the KC Spurs, so we'll take one right with them. Back here live at the Young Family Athletics Center. And it's Team Oklahoma and the KC Spurs, and the story right now for the Spurs, Tyler. You see anybody on that bench?
I do not, and it's going to be very important that the Spurs do get breaks. They're the ones who just called the timeout, got a minute 35 before halftime, but they got to kind of pace themselves. You know, yesterday we saw some slow-pace offense from a team with a lot more depth. I believe that was Oklahoma Chaos. Spurs, they're playing fast-paced even with no bench. They're conditioned guys.
They are very conditioned guys and no guys on the bench, which a great learning moment for these guys because there's no subs. You're not going to get bailed out. You've got to figure out, if you're in a slump, you've got to figure out ways to contribute. On the shot clock, the shot is good. Beating the timer, a tough bucket from Howard Chase.
And that is what we call some shot clock cheese there from Howard Chase. Great concentration, knew the situation, and was able to put up a confident shot.
Less than a minute remaining now, 37-33. Team Oklahoma with the basketball. Bauman kicks it back out, thought about the 3-pointer. Instead, they'll pull it back out. With the basketball there was Lyndon Beamer. 3 ball won't fall. Rebound, Jashawn White. Now 40 seconds left. Simon Rowley avoiding that trap to Sean White. Kicks it to the corner. The 3 ball, no good. Pulled down by Team Oklahoma. 25 seconds now. Shot clock is off. Into the corner. 3 ball considered by Onan. And a foul called to stop the clock at 19 seconds.
I love that play on the other end of the floor by Jashawn White there. Got it in the paint. Decided to kick it out to the corner. Try and get his team a 3 ball. That's great ball movement. And he was content there to not take a contested 2, but try and give his guy more open 3.
15 seconds on the shot. Onto the game clock. 3 ball from that left wing won't go. Rebound, Mekhi Jones. Jones with it. 7 seconds left. 5. Now Simon Rowley with it on the right wing. He'll take a pull-up 3-pointer. Can't beat the buzzer, and that does it for the first half. 37-33, Team Oklahoma holding a 4-point advantage at half. And when we return, we'll have second half action coming up live from the Next Pro YouTube channel. Back out of the break we go. I'm Bridger Cruz, with me Tyler Brewer. Team Oklahoma, the 4-point advantage, 37-33. Simon Rowley couldn't beat the buzzer to cap off the half for the KC Spurs, but overall for the Spurs, you got to take this half as a positive with how well Team Oklahoma came out shooting the basketball. They've adjusted well, and they've been able to keep themselves in this game, and they're really adjusting well offensively.
Absolutely, and Simon Rowley, you talked about him just a second ago there, Bridger. He's been playing great for the Spurs, getting downhill, getting to the rim. He's been kind of the guy that their offense is going through, him and Jayshawn White.
So now for Rowley. And the KC Spurs are moving the basketball around, a much quicker offensive set than we've seen in parts of this game. And shot will go up from Mekhi Jones, and already the foul called. And no players on the bench, so it's interesting for the Spurs to come out this quick.
Absolutely, but I don't hate it. They're trying to catch Team Oklahoma off guard, take the fight to them, and it results in some early free throws here in the second half.
Jones hits his first. And for the Spurs, with no players on their bench, they did a great job of matching the pace of Team Oklahoma. Because Team Oklahoma, they like to run 3 more guys on the bench that they can sub in and out at any time. You know, it's a tough matchup right now for the Spurs, but they're handling it well.
I agree. The lack of depth is not why the Spurs find themselves down the scoreboard. It's because of Team Oklahoma's ball movement and the ability to hit the 3 ball early on in the game. Team Oklahoma doing a great job offensively of scoring the rock.
Now with 10 seconds on the shot clock, it's a skip pass into the corner. Thought about the transition 3. In now for Hudson Height from the 3-point line, and he's fouled on the shot. Foul's going to fall on Howard Chase. That's kind of the tough thing right now for the Spurs is Height will shoot so quickly. You have to have a tough closeout, but with that, you're going to inherently pick up some fouls.
And the other thing that we don't consider, too, with the Spurs not having a big bench is foul trouble. If these guys get into foul trouble, if one of them fouls out, then they're going to be down to 4 players the rest of the game. Now, thankfully, they didn't have too many team fouls in the first half. I'm unsure of what the number was, but it was not 7.
Was not 7. It's not a very high foul game right now. And with this next pro league, as well as the Pro 16, both leagues, the foul count is at 6. So it's much like the NBA. It's another rule that we have taken from the NBA. And what that does is it allows players to play a lot more physically and not be so scared of fouling. As Rowley finishes it off, and the shot will count. So an and one opportunity for Rowley, as he continues to command his way through the offense.
Yeah, Rowley's just done such a great job of getting to the rim, getting to the free throw line. He's got a good whistle for him going for him right now as well.
So Rowley finishes off the 3-point play. 39-38, a 1-point game. The KC Spurs have come back from down 4. Finding a lane inside, the shot won't fall, was put up from Jack Sheriff. Now the Spurs a chance to take the lead. Jayshawn White. Over onto that right wing. Mekhi Jones with it, top of the key. Thought about the 3, won't take it. Instead continues to handle the basketball. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Howard Chase driving inside and laying it in, and the Spurs have the lead. Team Oklahoma, a few quick passes into the 3 ball. It won't fall. Rebound by the Spurs. But a foul called. Going to fall on the Spurs. So foul is called on Howard Chase. And again, thank you to our producer and director, Logan Eby. This is the first lead for the Spurs since 8-3. Hudson Height, 3 ball out from the out of bounds. Play won't fall. Rebounded by Jayshawn White. Now it's picked off. Into another transition 3 ball. And that'll go. And again, Team Oklahoma is not going to miss 2 threes in a row.
Absolutely not, and that's why it's important to limit their chances, and that means you cannot give them second chances. That time it wasn't because of a rebound, but a turnover on the wrong end of the floor. Spurs got to take care of the rock.
42-40, Cole Hofer handling the rock for the Spurs. Gets it to Rowley. Rowley being guarded closely. Team Oklahoma really trying to eliminate his ability to drive. Hofer with it again, getting it off to Chase. Chase guarded by Height, driving in, and a foul called on Chase. So a body called. 15 seconds will be put back on the shot clock. It was sitting at 5. Inbound to Deshaun White. He hits the deck. No foul called. Rebound Chase. Chase can't clean it up. And 0 for 2 is how the Spurs end that possession. Now inside. It's an errant shot and more transition ball for the Spurs. Cole Hofer loses it. Hands it off to Rowley. Rowley into the 3 ball. Hits off the back iron. Rebounded by Jones. Another chance at it now for the Spurs. Chase with the basketball on the left wing.
Spurs coach telling his team to slow it down right now and run the offense.
10 seconds left on the shot clock. Hofer with the basketball, gets it into Deshaun White. White with the basketball, 3 seconds, 2. White, gotta put the shot up, he loses it, gets it back, and no shot will go, and it's a shot clock violation.
White wanted the foul call there, didn't get it. Like you said, Bridger, shot clock violation. Not great for the Spurs to be coming up empty on trips down the floor, especially with Team Oklahoma playing as well on offense as they have. They've cooled down a little bit, though, to start the second half.
42-40, Team Oklahoma holding a slim lead. That could grow, and of course it will. Hudson Heights at the three-point line. Now 45-40. It's Howard Chase with the basketball, guarded by Hudson Onan. White, the ball handoff to Hofer. Inside on the pick and roll, they lose it. Now Height running the point, he passes it up ahead, and Sheriff lays it in. So Jack Sheriff in transition gives his team a 7-point lead. Mekhi Jones just crossing the timeline, he got his pocket picked. On the fast break, Jet Mugenborg. Already a 9-point lead, this lead continuing to inflate for Team Oklahoma. Rowley with the basketball. They could use a score from him. Inside Mekhi Jones, pump fake and a good move by the Spurs. That's a good set.
Absolutely, and it's a great job there by Jones. Just slowing it down, making sure that he's going to get the pump fake and go up and make the shot. Spurs need a bucket big there, and they got it.
3 ball from the left wing won't go. Rebound Hofer. Shot put up by Sheriff. It was too strong. Rowley going to take it in himself. Playing off 2 feet, the ball bobbled around. Deshaun White pulls it down. White can't finish off the offensive rebound, gets it again, and he's not going to miss twice.
It's good to see Spurs starting to get themselves some second chance buckets as well there. White puts in the work in the paint, pulls down a couple rebounds, and then gets himself the bucket.
So pass deflected, but it'll be last touch by Team Oklahoma.
That ball went all the way down to, I believe, court 5. So it's going to be a little bit before we go get that.
And yeah, that ball took a trip, but you can see the man in the white hat. Another one of those Next Pro workers. Don't know his name, but he went running down there showing the hustle.
The hat man putting in the work early on here.
The man with the white hat. Not the man with the yellow hat from our favorite show, Curious George. The man with the white hat from our favorite circuit, Next Pro. I think that could be a TV show. Mekhi Jones can't finish off the floater. Now Height with the basketball, driving in. A good find from Bowman. And just wide open down there. Height caught the defense sleeping. Deshaun White getting it over to Howard Chase. Chase with the basketball, skip pass to Rowley. Rowley, the 3 ball, it's good. 51-47, Simon Rowley continues to will his team forward. Another 3 ball from Carter, he nails it. More transition 3 balls from Team Oklahoma. Howard Chase with it, a smooth move. Jashawn White guarded by Bowman. Inside, Simon Rowley off the backdoor cut, and he'll be fouled.
Big free throws coming up here for Rowley as Team Oklahoma's starting to try and pull away in this ball game. Important here for Rowley to try and hit both these free throws.
For Rowley, he hits his first. Like you said, it's definitely important to be able to hit both of these free throws. Every point counts, especially in a game where you're playing a team that's so high scoring like Team Oklahoma. So Rowley finishes off the pair. 9:35 remaining in regulation. It's 54-49 in favor of Team Oklahoma. From the elbow, the mid-range jumper, not strong enough for Jet Mugenborg. Howard Chase, a good drive, knocked out of bounds. It'll go back to Team Oklahoma. Driving inside, kicking the basketball out. 3 considered by Mugenborg. Bowman with it. Now he's got it. 3 seconds left, 2 seconds. Got to get a shot off. Deep three-pointer. Why not? Hudson Onen beating Father Time.
What a confident shot there from Hudson Onen. Deep three at the buzzer. That was a crazy shot, Bridger.
Now Simon Rowley with it. Probably could have been a body. Won't matter. Rowley hits the deck and lays it in. Now for Team Oklahoma, the 3-ball considered from Mugenborg. Instead, it's a 3-ball into the corner, and again, it's Lyndon Beamer.
There's not one guy on this Team Oklahoma team that you can afford to leave open in the corner. Spurs got to do a better job of closing out on shooters.
60-51, the Spurs with the basketball. Inside, just lofting it up, Mekhi Jones, able to finish off the floater.
Spurs sticking with their 2-3 zone. They've been running it all game. I can't help but think it might be just to try and help with fatigue, though.
Inside, Howard Chase can't finish off the shot. Too wide open. Hudson Onen in transition finds Bowman. Bowman driving inside. He gets blocked. Rebound pulled down by Mugenborg. And the shot falls.
They're going to wave off the shot, I believe, and call foul. They put up a 10, which would have been Hudson Onen.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So now Simon Rowley with the basketball. Down by 9, 62-53. Mekhi Jones with it. Jones dribbling around. 5 seconds left. Howard Chase with it. Chase drives in. 3 seconds left. They lose the basketball. Shot clock will expire, but it'll stay with the Spurs.
Great job by the official there, seeing the ball went off the foot of a Team Oklahoma player.
So the call will be reversed, and it'll end up going to Team Oklahoma. Since there was a shot clock violation.
Another great call by the officials, seeing that there's a shot clock violation. Right now, late in this game, it's going to be important for Team Oklahoma just to hold off the lead. Spurs got to do a better job of closing out on shooters right now. 3-ball up and in. That's Jet Mutenborg. Spurs need to respond. Shot up, no good for Jayshawn White. He'll head to the line shooting 2 for the Spurs. 6:11 left, 12-point ball game. White with a chance to cut the lead to 10. You can see right now Spurs using the free throws as a chance to kind of get hydrated and get a little bit of a rest now. We've talked about all throughout the game how they have no depth on the bench, no players to come off the bench and sub. It's important for them to utilize their timeouts smartly, but also to get drinks whenever they can. As White puts up the second free throw, it will fall. 10-point ball game, 55-65. Huffmeyer brings it down the floor, gives it up, mid-range shot up, no good. That was Jack Sheriff with the shot. Rowley brings it down the floor for the Spurs, needing a bucket, under 6 to play. Guarded by Mugenborg. Gives it over to Hoffer. Hoffer goes inside to White. White trying to find somewhere to go with the basketball, backs him down, shot up and in. And he'll get the foul call and a 3-point play coming up here for Jayshawn White. Great job from him getting himself to the free throw line. His second trip now in 2 trips down the floor for the Spurs. And a chance to cut into this lead even further. Free throw up and in. Great job there from Jayshawn White. 3 for 3 on his last 3 attempts. 16 fouls for Team Oklahoma as they try and hold on to this lead. In the paint is Bowman. His bucket will go. Duke Bowman doing a great job with it. Now it's Rowley with it for Spurs. Over to Hoffer. Hoffer inside to White. White has that size advantage in the paint, backs him down, puts up the shot, it goes. Hasn't been able to get it to fall in the first half, but in the second half, it's a much different story. He's starting to take over this game. Bowman gives it up. It's stripped away. Comes back to Team Oklahoma. That's going to be Huffmeyer. Getting his pocket pick, loses the ball. Spurs get a turnover that they need. Hoffer with it. Trying to find somewhere to go with the ball. Gives it over to Chase. Chase goes inside, and the bucket is good. It's Makai Jones with it. 5-point lead now for Team Oklahoma. 4:20 left. Team Oklahoma running their offense. It's going to be Sheriff in the paint. Puts up the shot. Won't fall. Going to be out of bounds off of Team Oklahoma. So Spurs will have it. 4:08 left. 5-point ball game. And they're going to take a timeout. That is the Spurs. We're going to take one with them here. You're watching Next Pro Hoops. Welcome back to Norman, Oklahoma. The Spurs find themselves down 5 points here with 4:08 left in the second half, but they got the basketball, and they've been on a bit of a run. It's been Jayshawn Wright getting it done. He's gotten 5 points on the last 3 possessions for the Spurs. It's Simon Rowley with it right now, though. Gives it over to Chase. Chase to Jones. Over to Hoffer. Back with Rowley. Rowley driving in the paint. He's done it so well, but a shot block. Great job there from Team Oklahoma. That was number 14, Duke Bowman, getting to the ball there and getting a big shot block. Under 4 to play. Bowman's shot for 3. It's good. Team Oklahoma's done a great job of shooting it from beyond the arc today. Spurs need to respond. Down by 8. Chase gives it up to Rowley. Rowley at the shoulder. Going over to Jones. Jones trying to find White inside. It's going to be tipped away by Bowman once again. Back-to-back great plays. On the other end of the floor, though, it's going to go out of bounds. It'll stay with Team Oklahoma. That was James Huffmeyer driving in the paint, getting the ball tipped away from him. So it stays with Team Oklahoma. It's going to be inbounded. That's Hudson Height for 3. Doesn't get it there, but he's been so great today from beyond the arc. Chase has it now for Spurs. Going over to Rowley. Rowley kicks it back out. 3 ball from Rowley in the corner. It's good. Big 3 there. He cuts the lead to 5. Under 3 to play. Oklahoma with the ball now. Haniar with it for Team Oklahoma as he drives in the paint, and the layup is good. Great job there of choosing to attack the rim and finishing the play off. So Hoffer has it for Spurs, looking to respond. Gives it over to Rowley. Rowley puts up another 3 from the corner, no good. Too long on the shot there. Oklahoma has it. Huffmeyer gets his pocket picked. Chase has it for Spurs, puts up his shot. It's good, and a 3-point play coming up here for the Spurs. Howard Chase draws the contact, makes the bucket, and gets to the free throw line. Some late substitutions here for Team Oklahoma. Checking in is number 11, Jet Mugenborg. He's been great today for Team Oklahoma, and he's going to be integral to them trying to hold off this Spurs comeback attempt. The 3-point free throw is up and in. Great job there from Howard Chase executing at the charity stripe. Mugenborg brings it down the floor. He's going to drive in, his layup up and in. Great concentration there, fighting through the contact. Chase will bring it down the floor. Gives it over to Hoffer. Hoffer tries to go inside to White. And a foul going to be called. It'll stay with the Spurs. So a late game comeback attempt from the Spurs. Bridger, do you think they're going to be able to do it today?
You know, I think this was really interesting taking a look at this game specifically because the Spurs have been able to do so much and they've been very good at keeping things close, but they just haven't been able to get over that mark up to this point. And there's a conversation being had right now between the scores table and the referees. Looks like we got everything cleared away, but the Spurs have done a great job. But it's just right now the shooting ability of Team Oklahoma and how well they're able to play offense in transition, how quickly they can score. It's going to be a tall task for them. So Jayshawn White, he missed his free throw. Now it's going to be back for Team Oklahoma with Jack Sheriff with the basketball. Quick pull-up three-pointer. Won't go off the front iron. Rebounded by Hofer. A shot was put up by Bowman. Chase with the basketball. Less than a minute and a half remaining. Down by 6. Plenty of time for the Spurs. Hofer swings it back over to Mekhi Jones. Now back to Hofer. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Howard Chase, he can't hit the three-pointer, and the rebound's pulled down by Carter.
Spurs needed that 3 there. It wasn't a bad shot from Chase, but it does not fall in this one. Oklahoma now that much closer to holding on to this lead.
Bowman driving inside and laying it in for the N1. Undeniable from the top of the key, patiently waiting for his time, makes that quick first step and lays it in.
Duke Bowman's made a couple of big plays late. We saw that shot block on Simon Rowley and then a steal on back-to-back possessions. He's gone down the other side of the floor too and made a couple big plays. He's been very integral holding off the Spurs. Without him, Spurs might have been able to tie this game or at least capture a lot more momentum and make it a lot closer.
Bowman misses his free throw, makes it 76-68. Rowley lobs it inside to Hofer. He gets blocked by Jack Sheriff. Now Mekhi Jones with the basketball. A must-score possession for the Spurs. Inside, high off the glass, and the and-one opportunity is coming for Howard Chase. And at this point, what's interesting is he's going to finish this off, and you're going to preferably want to start fouling. But there's only 3 team fouls at this point for the Spurs in the half. It's going to take them 4 more fouls, so a lot of time can tick off the clock.
Absolutely, but on the other hand, you're going to have that many more chances to try and steal it off the inbound if you're the Spurs.
Jashawn White lays it in. 4-point swing, and it's 76-72. A timeout taken now by the Spurs, and we'll stay right here. So with this 38 seconds left, you know the press is coming. You know it's going to have to be a very tight press, and you've got to tell your guys, go for the steal. Don't just foul. You've got to go for the steal and be physical with it. And if a foul is called, a foul is called. That's all right. But if you can get the steal, that's even better.
Yeah, you got to definitely be physical. Don't be afraid to pick up a foul. Don't be afraid to generate some contact, but you got to be smart about it. If you get a steal and it gets called away, or taken away, sorry, because of a stupid foul, then you're going to feel real bad about yourself, especially late in this game. You're only down 4. Play smart.
Absolutely, and for Team Oklahoma, they've just got to be controlled and be ready for contact. They should know the contact is coming. You should be prepared for the press. That's what's getting set up right now for the KC Spurs. You got to be prepared for that. You've got to be able to run this and stay composed.
So what's going to work in Team Oklahoma's favor is that the ball is going to be advanced to the half-court line. So some high-pressure defense going to have to come up here for the Spurs. They're going into man for one of the first times today.
Yeah, going to have to go into man now, and just a tough man defense. So Bowman's got the basketball guarded by Jashawn White. White kind of loses him. A lot of time ticking off the clock now. And a foul will finally be done by Hofer. And you can see the KC Spurs coach, he's yelling at them to strip the basketball. You've got to be slapping at it and be physical with it.
Absolutely, and that's part of just don't be afraid to pick up a foul. You have some to give. Got to be physical, got to get the ball. Make sure you get the ball, too, if you're slapping at it.
76-72 and a foul called. That's a good foul as well. You're holding for Mekhi Jones, barely any time ticking off the clock. That's the 5th team foul. Hudson Height with the basketball. He'll just evade as long as he can. And another foul. The next one will be 1-on-1. 28.5 seconds left. Overall for the KC Spurs, not too bad of a way to handle this fouling for them. So that'll be the foul from Hofer. 26.1 seconds left and a one-on-one opportunity for Team Oklahoma.
This is why we practice free throws in the gym every day. Huge free throws to try and ice this game for Team Oklahoma coming up.
Sheriff misses it. Rebound Rowley. A good opportunity now. 25 seconds left. The shot clock is off. Rowley with the basketball. 20 seconds left. He drives in and lays it in. 17.5 seconds left. Timeout taken by Team Oklahoma to advance the basketball, and it is a 2-point game. The KC Spurs with the fouling, they've come all the way back to make it a 2-point game. And now you've got to like your chances. If you're the Spurs, send them to the free throw line again, preferably. If you can get Sheriff there again after already missing the front end of the 1-on-1, that'd be ideal.
Absolutely agree with you. You got to try and find, quote-unquote, the weakest link, the guy who's going to miss the free throws or at least is more likely to. Jack Sheriff now might be in his head a little bit after missing a clutch free throw just a little bit ago. Also important, too, you got to foul quickly. Do not let too much time bleed off, because if these free throws go in, or at least one of them goes in, you're going to have to go and score quick, and you're going to have to try and foul again.
So both teams setting up. I think for Team Oklahoma, too, you've got to look to avoid for as long as you can. So if you throw the basketball in the backcourt, have your player take off and start running a little bit, but just make sure that he keeps possession of the ball.
Absolutely, and we've seen some great players at evading contact, too, throughout those minutes, especially during the lab period last year. It just comes with experience with it, so that's part of why these close games are really helpful for these guys.
Team Oklahoma trying to inbound. Nearly 5 seconds. 5 seconds maybe could have been the call. Howard Chase was yelling for it. Might have had a case for it.
And the ref just turned to him and said it was 4.
So as close can be.
Not the guy you want at the line, though, for Team Oklahoma. Or I guess if you're the Spurs, Team Oklahoma is the guy you want at the line. Hudson Height has been great today.
16.4 seconds remaining. The sharpshooter at the line to try to ice this game for Team Oklahoma. And he misses it. An opportunity now with 13 seconds left. Simon Rowley the basketball. And we're tied. 8 seconds left. A timeout by Team Oklahoma. And what a comeback for the KC Spurs. 4 straight points for Simon Rowley, and he continues to be unguardable.
He has. He's done a great job all game of getting to the rim. And now I want to take the focus also to the Spurs' ability to make their free throws. That's the difference in this game, is the Spurs have had a number of opportunities to go to the free throw line, get free buckets, and they have. They have executed it so well. I can't name the last time the Spurs missed a bucket, especially here in this second half. Whereas on the other side, Team Oklahoma had a couple clutch free throws late in this one to ice the game, unable to execute. And now what a start we've had, because I see over on court 2, they're also in overtime. So we could have two overtime games here to start off the Sunday slate. What is today, Bridger?
Today is full of great basketball. Tyler, 9.7 seconds left. The inbound for Team Oklahoma from half court. We've seen great sets from them all day long, but can they finish this one off?
Got to try and find Hudson Height here.
And that's who they find now. 8 seconds left. Bowman with the basketball. 5 seconds. He's trapped. He swings it back out. Height's got it. 2 seconds left. Step back. Inside. They find Bowman. And that will do it. We're heading to overtime.
What a shot block attempt there from Jayshawn White. And I believe Makai Jones was in on that play. Those two making sure that last shot attempt was not going to go in. And like you said, Bridger, we got overtime. Some free basketball.
76-76. The Kansas City Spurs are rolling. At the moment, they've come back from down 4. And it will be 4 points is all they have to score. So the first team to 80 points, no time, will be on the clock.
So if you're unfamiliar with the overtime rules, we'll explain it here. First to 4, no clock will be running. All fouls will count, so free throws are going to be very important here if you can draw some contact. And Bridger, we've seen some great games end in overtime. I think yesterday, Oklahoma Chaos was in a game against Team Casiago. Casiago was able to win that game, and it was a thriller. So they're going to go with the possession arrow here. No, they are going to go with the tip. Okay.
Yeah,
just wanted to make sure.
They'll tip off for overtime. It's the first team to get to 80 points. All the team has to do is score 4 points. It's Bowman and White on the tip. Pulled down by Rowley. So the shot clock will still be in effect. And if you see time on the clock, it's just to put something on the clock and let it continue running. And Rowley finishes it off. Rowley inside, carving out space again. And the KC Spurs just 1 score away from winning this game.
And just their second lead of the game.
Ball lost and a foul called on the Spurs. A foul will be called and a 1-and-1 opportunity. Jet Mugenborg heading to the line. The Spurs have missed their last 2 free throw attempts, and that's what's gotten them to this point. Mugenborg hits his first. (78-77). Mugenborg, his second free throw is good. We're all tied up at 78. The Spurs with a score here will win. Rowley with the basketball, crossing the timeline. Dancing around, driving in, is this it? Rebound Hofer. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Howard Chase with the basketball, top of the key. 10 seconds now. Chase driving in, kicks it out. Hofer driving in again, he loses the basketball. White can't find it, it's Team Oklahoma with it. Inside, Mugenborg, he's fouled. Jet Mugenborg at the line, the potential to seal the game for Team Oklahoma.
Unfortunate play there for Spurs. Had a couple great looks in the paint. Unable to come away with anything. Now Mugenborg could end the game with these free throws.
2 makes, wins it, and he hits his first. 79-78. The KC Spurs came all the way back, and they could lose right here in overtime. And that does it. Jet Mugenborg ices the game for Team Oklahoma.
And a great game there from the Spurs, getting the comeback attempt. Unable to seal the deal in overtime, however. Really impressed with how they were, especially with nobody able to come off the bench. It was the same 5 guys the entire game for them. Just unfortunate how it ended.
And with that, Team Oklahoma gets the win 80-78 in an overtime thriller. We'll be back for Mo Legacy 17U versus YGC ATX 17U at 10 a.m. I'm Bridger Cruz, with me, Tyler Brewer, here live from the Next Pro YouTube channel saying